Welcome from all of us at He is Risen Ministries. Your support by subscribing and giving a thumbs up helps us keep creating videos that inspire and equip those seeking a deeper walk with the Lord. Thank you for being here today. I'm really glad you clicked on this video. We're going to talk about something honest and real, a question a lot of people, especially Gen Z, are quietly carrying around. The question is simple, but the weight behind it is huge. Is God actually good, even with all the pain in the world? Let's take our time with this. No rushing, no complicated theology, just a calm, honest conversation from Scripture, from experience, and from the real world we all wake up to every morning. I want to read a few passages today as our foundation. We're looking at Psalm 34:8, James 1:17, and John 16:33. These verses give us a window into the heart of God and the reality we live in. Psalm 34:8 says, "Taste and see that the Lord is good. Blessed is the one who takes refuge in him." James 1:17 tells us, "Every good and perfect gift is from above." And John 16:33 reminds us of something incredibly honest. "In this world you will have trouble, but take heart, I have overcome the world." Let's break that down in simple everyday language. Psalm 34:8 is basically saying, don't just hear about God's goodness, experience it for yourself. Like trying a new food your friend swears is amazing. You don't really know until you take a bite. James is reminding us that good things, kind people, moments of peace, creativity, beauty, growth, healing, those don't just appear out of nowhere. They come from a God who gives generously. And Jesus in John 16 is not sugarcoating life. He doesn't say the world might hurt us. He says it will. But he also says he has already overcome it, meaning the pain doesn't get the final say. Now let's talk plainly for a moment, because if we're honest, these verses sound nice, but real life doesn't always feel nice. You look around and see broken families, anxiety everywhere, school pressure, identity pressure, relationship messiness, wars, loss, betrayal, loneliness. Sometimes it feels like the world is just one big spinning wheel of pain. So the question comes naturally, if God is so good, why is there so much hurting? Let's explain this with simple ideas we all understand. Imagine you're playing an open world video game, massive map, tons of freedom. The tutorial at the start gives you the basic controls, but once you're out in the world, the game doesn't force you to make good choices. You can explore, you can fight, you can craft, you can wander, you can mess up. And sometimes other players can make decisions that affect your experience, good or bad. God created the world with something like that same freedom. He didn't design us to be robots who obey without choice. Love that's forced isn't love. Real love has to be chosen. So God gave humanity free will, and that freedom has incredible potential for good, but also the possibility of harm. Some pain in the world is caused by people hurting each other. Some pain comes from living in a world that was never meant to be separated from God in the first place. When humanity walked away from God, the world broke, it cracked, it leaked, it malfunctioned, and we've all been living inside that brokenness ever since. But here's something important. Just because the world is broken doesn't mean God is bad. In fact, it's often the opposite. The brokenness reminds us how good God originally designed things to be. Think of it like this. If you drop your phone and the screen shatters, you don't blame the manufacturer for the crack. You know what the phone was meant to be like before it hit the ground. The broken screen shows you how perfect it once was. In the same way, the pain in the world reminds us that we're living in a world far from the one God intended. The hurt itself isn't God's heart. The hurt is a symptom of separation from Him. Now, let's make this even more relatable. Picture someone going to the gym for the first time after years of inactivity. They start lifting weights, and the next day their muscles are screaming. Their body hurts. But that pain isn't a sign of something wrong happening. It's a sign of growth happening, a sign that strength is being rebuilt, a sign that change is taking place. Some pain works like that. God doesn't enjoy watching us hurt, but He often uses moments of difficulty to build things in us we wouldn't build without pressure, patience, compassion, self-control, empathy, resilience. These are muscles of the soul. And then there's this truth that Gen Z feels more deeply than any generation before. Struggling doesn't make you weak. Struggling means you're alive. It means you care. It means you're trying. And God sees that, every bit of it. Let's look again at Jesus' words in John 16:33. He didn't promise a life without trouble. He promised His presence in the trouble. He promised victory through the trouble. And He promised that one day the trouble ends for good. Think about that. The goodness of God isn't measured by whether life is easy. It's measured by the fact that He steps into our pain, walks with us through it, and ultimately promises to heal every wound forever. Let me put it this way. Imagine someone standing with you in the rain holding an umbrella over you. The rain is still falling, the clouds are still dark, but you're not standing alone and you're not getting soaked anymore. God's goodness is like that umbrella. He might not stop the storm immediately, but He holds you steady until the storm passes. Now, I want to shift into real-life examples Gen Z knows all too well. Think about the friend who checks on you at 1 a.m. when they know you're struggling. Think about the stranger online who drops a kind comment right when you needed it. Think about the healing moment when you finally forgive someone and feel that weight lift off your chest. Think about the peace that hits you out of nowhere in the middle of a chaotic day. Think about the moment you realize you made it through something you thought would break you. These moments are not accidents. They are fingerprints of a God who is still good, still involved, still reaching, still rescuing, still healing. Even in a world that hasn't fully been restored yet, God's goodness shows up quietly sometimes, not with fireworks but with a whisper, not in the loud answers but in the gentle ones, not always in the miracle but often in the endurance He gives while you wait for one. Here's another picture. Have you ever watched someone restore an old beat-up car? At first glance, the car looks worthless, rust everywhere, dents, dead engine, but the restorer sees something different. They see what it can be, what it's meant to be, and they slowly, patiently, lovingly rebuild it. That's what God does with this world and with us. He isn't done. The restoration is still in progress, and the very process of rebuilding is proof of His goodness, not the absence of it. Now let's get personal for a moment. If you've been through something heavy, something heartbreaking, something that made you question everything, I want you to hear this. God does not dismiss your pain. He doesn't say, just get over it. He doesn't tell you to pretend it never happened. His goodness doesn't erase your story. His goodness meets you in your story. Your pain matters to Him more than you know. And here's the challenge or encouragement for today. Don't judge the goodness of God by the brokenness of the world. Judge the goodness of God by the character of Jesus. Look at how He treated the lonely, the hurting, the outcasts, the sinners, the forgotten, the skeptical. Look at how He handled people who doubted Him. Look at how He handled people who betrayed Him. Look at how He handled people who needed healing. If you want to know what God is like, look at Him. That is goodness. That is love. That is God. So here's today's reflection. What if God's goodness is bigger, deeper, and more faithful than the worst thing you've ever walked through? What if His goodness has been chasing you, holding you, guiding you, and speaking to you this whole time, even in moments when you didn't recognize His voice? What if God is not the cause of your pain, but the one who promises to carry you through it? As we wrap up, take a deep breath. Let your shoulders drop. Let your mind quiet and hear this. God is still good. He always has been. He always will be. And no amount of pain in this world can undo the love He has for you. Thank you for being with us today. Thank you for listening. Thank you for seeking truth, even when life feels complicated. It takes courage to ask these big questions, and I'm proud of you for doing it. Got a question you'd like us to explore in a future video? Drop it in the comments below. We'd love to hear from you. For now, rest in the knowledge that the one who loved you first has already prepared a place for you in His eternal family, and may His voice ring clearly and powerfully this very day.